How are we? Wow, look how many people. Nice to meet you all. Catherine, Dan, Cindy, John, Ben, Kate, Jean, Dee, Janice, Susanna, Sandra, Anne, Pavlos, Maud, Eliza, Lynn, and Chloe. Oh, London. Beautiful city. Absolutely gorgeous city. Hi to London. Thanks for being up at this time. Oh, lovely. Thanks, Ben. Cindy, I remember you. Don't worry, I'll make you feel back at home again. And yeah, we'll have a great time. You'll feel like you just teleported back to your old city. Hello, Bren. Thanks for joining. So we'll start the tour shortly. I'll just introduce myself. I've been living in Melbourne almost my whole life. I'm very passionate about this city. The weather's actually very nice, which is a blessing because the weather in Melbourne can sometimes be a little inconsistent. We're known for having 4 seasons in one day. So you guys scored a jackpot today. I'm very happy about that. And how's the weather over there? Ah, yes, Cindy. Yeah, that's what Melbourne's known for. Chilly. Where are you at the moment, Cindy? 4 degrees. Wow. Oh, you're in London. That's right. Yeah. 4 degrees. Wow. Excellent. Well, yeah, I'll try to make it as entertaining and yeah, sentimental as possible for you, Chloe. We'll have a great time. Hi, Liz, Chris, and Ceres. Nice to see you guys. Hello, Bren. yeah, that's right, Bren. Mo and Tony, welcome. Hi, Aileen and Jenny. Thanks for joining. It's going to be a great day. I'm looking forward to showing you guys this trip. If at any point hello, Suzanne. Hello, Alan. If at any point you feel like, oh, sorry, beautiful, very nice. If at any point you feel like you want me to stop for a few seconds so you can capture a nice postcard, just let me know. I'm more than happy to do that. I want you guys to basically, I'm going to be guiding you, but I want you to guide me too in the sense that you tell me what looks nice from your point of view. And I want to make this as visually appealing to you and interesting as possible. So, yeah. So who we have? Hi, Jenny. Ireland. Always wanted to visit Ireland. Hopefully when borders open, I'll be visiting your beautiful country. And we've got Sandra from Western Canada. Hello, John. Thanks for joining. Western Canada. Wow. Is that Vancouver, British Columbia? Susanna from Toronto. Very nice. Toronto is one of my favorite cities. I actually love Toronto. I'm looking forward to visiting it soon. Oops. Oh. There we go. Sorry. And we've got Mo and Tony from Cornwall, UK. Whereabouts in the UK is Cornwall? Suzanne. Yes, we've got hopefully we'll get a few Canadians here because I think the time's convenient for you guys. So that'll be interesting. Newmarket, Ontario. Beautiful. Welcome, Bill. Welcome, Stephanie. Hi, Steve. G'day, Pam. Hello, Em. Louise, welcome. Judith, welcome to Melbourne. And Jenny, you're from Eastbourne on the south coast of the UK. Wow. Sounds beautiful, the south coast. I'd love to visit that. I hear the weather's okay there as well. Kathy, thanks for joining. The province of Saskatchewan. Wow, never heard of that. I'm gonna have to read up about that before I visit. Hey, Dolores, Alexandra, nice name. Pavlos from Pina, UK, welcome. Or as we say in Australia, g'day. So that's how we speak in Australia. That's how we refer to each other. We say g'day. I'm sure you guys have your own ways of saying hello. I don't know how you would do it in your country, but here, in most cases, when you greet someone, you say g'day. Thanks, Pavlos, Barbara and Graham, welcome. G'day, Neil, Heather, Philip, Jana, welcome. Massachusetts, are you from Boston? Wow, hello, D. Dolores, Vancouver. I hear Vancouver is one of the most livable cities in the world. You guys have always been in the top 5. I think actually of the top 10 most livable cities in the world, I think 4 were from Australia and 4 were from Canada. So like the two of us sort of, those 2 countries occupy the top 8, which is quite interesting. Rita, welcome. As far as you can go in the southwest, Land's End. Wow. Thanks, Mo and Tony. Delia, welcome. Hey, Cindy, welcome from the southwest. Cornwall, southwest. I'll look it up. I'm very intrigued now. G'day, Alison. Hello, Laureen. So right now, Chloe, I'm actually situated in the botanical gardens, not inside of the botanical, I'm outside, like near the main road, which is also known as St Kilda Road. This is a nice meeting spot for people, and the botanical gardens are actually huge. There's so much to see there. And yeah, so I'm actually thinking I might do a tour within the botanical gardens because there's thousands of different flowers and birds and sort of ponds. So let me know if you'd like me to do a tour inside, but I think it's just too big to explore for today. But it's just a great spot to meet up. It's nice, and it's a beautiful way to start the tour. So Suzanne, yeah, you went to Peninsula Hot Springs. Yeah, I haven't been there yet, admittedly, but I think 90% of my friends have, and it looks nice. Hi, Colleen. Heather, welcome from Vancouver. Dublin, Ireland, Rita. Very nice. Liz, Chris, and Ceres from the UK, Isle of Wight in the UK. Oh, wow, you used to live in Blackrock, Melbourne. That's a nice beachy suburb. Hi, Joanne from Tamworth. G'day, Heather. Nice to meet you. John, beautiful city, Toronto. Hey, Kathy, hello from Winnipeg. Very nice. 5 p.m. Okay. That is very convenient. Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of Canadians here today. G'day, Delia. From Essex. Toronto, Neil. That'll be awesome. Marcia, Fairfax, Virginia. I've got an American here. Another American. I've got another from Massachusetts, and now I've got Virginia. How's it going, Cindy? Yep, that is how we speak. How's it going? Or say no worries. No worries. Australians, we like shortening words a lot. Like we don't like, a lot of the times we've got a very lazy language, so we'll shorten words. Like we won't, you say the word, if you're having a barbecue, we'll not say barbecue, we'll refer to it as Barbie. So, or how's it going? Or gonna, you know? G'day, Kate from Ontario. Hungary, very nice. I'm doing very well, thanks. Thanks, Alexandra. Yeah, Hungary's beautiful. My brother's ex-wife is from Hungary. It's Judith. Hello, Judith from Toronto. Oh, all right. I'm just gonna, so Botanical Garden, the weather's really nice here. It feels like it's about 12, I don't know what the exact weather is, but it just feels like it's about 12 degrees. It's a little chilly, so as you can tell, I'm wearing a jacket to keep me warm. So yeah, it's very nice. We've got Boston, Western Massachusetts. Okay, D. Zelly from Canada, Chicago, Idaho, USA. Very nice, guys. I'm sorry if I can't greet you all individually right now. I've just got so many comments. I just want to talk a little bit more about Botanical Gardens before we start. Your friend used to live in Dandenong. Well, Dandenong. I'm actually going to go for a walking tour in Dandenong in the coming weeks. I want to show you guys the forests of Victoria. So Melbourne is the main city of Victoria. Victoria is a state in Australia, and Melbourne's the capital city of this state called Victoria. Melbourne's the second biggest city in Australia, only to Sydney. And oh God, I'm going to blow your minds with some of those facts. So, yeah. We've got another Winnipeg, Ontario, Gordon, Janice from Scotland, Jenny from Swindon, Eunice from New Jersey, Jane from London. 11 p.m. Oh, it's not too bad. Oh, I'm not keeping you up too late then. That's okay. Marie from Tinny. G'day, Ron. Oh, you're from Brighton. We've got a suburb in Australia called Brighton in Melbourne. It's a very fancy suburb. Sid, glad you like the accent. G'day, Christine from Huntington Beach, California. Beautiful. Beautiful. G'day, Janice. Hi from Toronto. Yeah. We've got Marilyn from Northamptonshire. Ruth from Edmonton. Bernie from Essex. Eliza from London. So, Suzanne, in relation to Frankston, Frankston's an outer suburb of Melbourne. I'm about 50. I live in the CBD, in the Central Business District. So you guys, I know in America, and I don't know if Canada refers to them the same way, you guys refer to it downtown. Here we just call it the city or the CBD. Frankston's about 45 minutes from the CBD. So yeah. G'day, Toronto. Maureen. Thanks, Janice. 14 degrees. I was close. G'day, Stephen from New York City, the Big Apple. Karen from North Devon Coast. G'day, Kim from Poole South. G'day, Kate from Wales. Marie. That's right, Tinny is short for a beer. Can you guess how else we refer to as beers? We'll refer to beers as cold ones. Cold ones. Give me a cold one. When you're drunk, you're also known as someone who's blind or, I don't know, smashed. But I don't get drunk, so. G'day, Jenny. Oh, yes, I heard great things about Matt. G'day. All right, 3-minute countdown, Alan. So we are, I'm going to jump to it now. I'm in Melbourne, Gina. Oh, yeah, I'm currently in the Central Business District of Melbourne. Karen from Appledore, welcome. So now let's do a little walk. I'm going to start a little early. I'm going to show you guys around. So we're currently in the Botanical Gardens. I'm going to show you the street. This is known as St Kilda Road. Okay, it's one of the busiest roads leading into the Melbourne Central Business District. And this is a tram. Okay, there you go. So here's an interesting fact for you. Melbourne actually has the biggest network of trams, which are like electric buses. The biggest network of trams in the world. We have over 450 trams running around Melbourne. And they cover about 250 kilometers in distance. So I'd say trams are one of our biggest forms of transport. I'd say they're up there with trains, actually. People use trams to, to go from work, to commute anywhere they want to go. It's a very popular form of transport. Within Melbourne, this downtown Central Business District, within the 5-kilometer radius, trams are actually free. So you don't have to pay for trams, which is great. So trams are big. We also have, let me show you, let's check this out, okay? This is actually one of my favorite things. You see this big round bed of flowers? I'm just gonna head there. All right, so our tour has started. Let's check out my beautiful city, Melbourne. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I'm so grateful to have you guys. This is a floral clock. I'll try to bring it up as much as possible. Oops, there you go. Can you see this? So this is our floral clock. It was built in created in 1966. Because back in the, yeah, like in Edinburgh. Actually, Edinburgh was one of the pioneers of floral clocks. It was back in the early 1900s. They were very popular, very popular. And Melbourne decided to follow suit and create them. A lot of cities ceased having them because they're very high maintenance, you know, because rats can eat the poppies or destroy the poppies. Birds can, you know, sort of stain the clock. So, g'day, Hillary. So a lot of cities have ceased from having them, but we've kept ours in Melbourne. We maintain it 7 days a week. We'll have a gardener come in every morning at 6 and just sort of water it and clean it up for the day. It's a functional clock. So if you were to stand from atop one of Melbourne's tall buildings, and if you were to look out of your balcony, you could actually look at the time. So it's a beautiful way to sort of check the time without having to look at your phone. It was developed in 1966. And we've kept it since. Twice a year, we remake the clock. So we'll just change how it looks. We'll remove all the flowers and we'll add new flowers and change the style of it. For each time that they change the style, for each time they change the look of it, it takes 10,000 seeds, and they'll have a gardener, they'll have a designer. So it's not just a gardener that designs this. It's a designer, like the person is very skilled, so it takes a lot of skill. So that's actually a beautiful spot in Melbourne. I love taking my friends who, yeah, can you hear there are lots of cockatoos in the town gardens. Hopefully we'll come across a few. I love cockatoos. And if you're eating and they like you, can you see a cockatoo? I don't think you can see it. That's a cockatoo flying up there. They're beautiful, aren't they? Cockatoos are probably my favorite birds. They're so friendly and they're beautiful. They're like white parrots. Yeah, well, hopefully we'll see you back here soon. So I'm going to move on. If you guys want to take a quick postcard of this. Yeah, cookies. I love cookies, Cindy. Kookaburras. And this is some more of the botanical gardens. I'm about to show you something very nice. So stay with me. And look what we have here. This, my dear friends, is a UU. Okay? So this is basically Melbourne. The structure, a UU is a mythical and fictional Australian creature. Also, known as very empathetic and mischievous. It's like a combination of a wombat and a dugong, which is like a large ocean mammal. So the person who designed this particular UU is a guy called Alexander Knox. Yeah, that's right, sea cow. And basically they designed the structure of it, and then they duplicated 100 of them, and they got 100 of Melbourne's most upcoming designers to design different UUs. So all over Melbourne City, you will have different, and I'll show you as we'll walk along, I'll show you all these different kinds of UUs. They've distributed all over Melbourne. So it's not this particular UU. Well, yes, it is inspired by Aboriginal mythology. And this art is also inspired by Aboriginal art. So this is very Aboriginal-esque, as you can tell. Very beautiful. I'm a fan of Aboriginal art. It looks nice. So this UU, and they all have different UU names. So let me show you the name of this UU. This UU is called Art Can Change Your World by an artist. It's the lady who painted this. Her name is Jacqueline Foster. Very nice. So yeah, it looks very nice. Did you? Yeah. Tariq? Yeah, in London yeah, that's nice. In Melbourne, what I like about Melbourne is that they incentivize, I'm going to move on if you guys don't mind. One of the things I like about Melbourne is they incentivize artists a lot. So they'll at all times have artists all around the city doing their thing, creating art. And it's very nice. Well, at one point we had pianos distributed all over Melbourne, so people would stop and play the piano, and the pianos were designed by independent artists. That's right. Thanks, Om. Appreciate it. Oh, I did use Susie. Wow, I would have loved to see that. How long ago was that? I'll just go over there. I want to thank Wing and Jennifer and Lynn for the tips. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for the link, Om. Decorated moose in Toronto. Wow. Toronto, I hear, is very similar to Melbourne. It's like a Canadian version of Melbourne. Did you, Eunice? Wow. So we're all doing it. Ours is different. Catherine, lamb bananas in Liverpool. Wow, this is making me want to travel already. Please, stop it. No, I'm kidding. Don't stop it. I can't wait to get out of the borders and explore different countries. That'll be nice. Marie, thank you very much for the tip. Thanks, Janice. I appreciate it. Puppies in 2015. Polar bears in Winnipeg. Wow, Shirley, that's amazing. Thanks, Susie. Elephants and giraffes in Essex. Wow, Della, that's amazing. Maryland pigs in Ipswich. Wow, okay, Judith, population of Melbourne is 5.5 million people. So it's a relatively big city compared to some main cities. And I just want to show you guys very quickly before I move on. This is the tallest building in the Southern Hemisphere, tallest residential building. It's called 108. It's pretty big, isn't it? So, yeah, we'll hopefully get a better view soon. Let's move a little bit. Polar bears in Winnipeg, Kathy. That sounds fascinating. We're just crossing the road. It's taking a little bit longer. Here's an interesting a fact about Melbourne City. Melbourne was once known as Batmania. Did you guys know that? So one of its founders, one of the original people who landed in Melbourne, was called John Batman. And yeah, he founded it, and he bought acquired 500,000 acres of land from the natives, and then he claimed it as his own city. He was going to name it a little village, and he self-named it Batmania. In between 1835 and 1837, it was known as Batmania. And then he decided he started a village, a colony, and after a year, it became so popular and such a thriving city. Queen Victoria noticed it and thought, nah, I want to name it after myself. So she named the region of Victoria after herself, and then she decided to name the main city within the region, which is Melbourne, after Jeremy Lamb, who was William Lamb, who was the second Viscount Melbourne. So yeah, that's an interesting fact for you guys. So we would have been known as Batmania had Queen Victoria not decided to change it. It's quite interesting, isn't it? Wow, basketballs to some decor. That's pretty cool. Snow dogs and snails. Thanks, Deborah, for the tip. I'm just going to scroll down. Sorry, guys. Batmania, yeah, Susie. I know, Judith. There's some. I think people haven't had their coffees yet, so they're just a little cranky at the moment. And this is a beautiful. Yeah, Jenny, I know. Oh well, haters gonna hate. Hey, what can you do? Now, here's something funny. This is actually a beautiful. So I'm about to show down there is the National Gallery of Victoria. Before I show you, this is just one of our fountains. The other day I was running a tour here last week, and some guy was just having a bath in this fountain, which is quite interesting. I guess the water bill was a little too expensive. Well, I guess, but he was just a random guy, just bathing in the fountain. So I thought that was quite interesting. It's illegal, by the way. You're not allowed to do that. He thought it would be convenient for him to do that, and he was no soap and shampoo. So if you gotta bathe, at least do it properly. But hey, whatever floats his boat. So now we're heading to the National Gallery of Victoria. Yeah, maybe. I wasn't judging him. I don't know. He didn't look homeless. He just looked like a normal guy. But anyway, whatever. So, what's the art in the median? Art in the median. Over there, Tim? So this is an exhibition that we have at the moment. Oh, I think that's what you're referring to, Tim. This is beautiful. So these are some of Australia's or Melbourne's popular birds. So a guy who, I forgot his name, I'll remember in a second, Julian Opie, who was an animator and an artist, decided he wanted to keep the birds of Melbourne alive at all times. So he combined his skills, art and animation, and he created these beautiful little things so you can drive around the city and yeah, just enjoy these birds. This isn't a kiwi. This is a swamp hen. Have you guys heard of swamp hens? Beautiful birds. So we've got some amazing birds here. A bin chicken. No. I just want to very quickly show you. Yeah. They have, haven't they? So we've got an exhibition at this is the National Gallery of Victoria. I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. You can see how people, it is 10:12 in the morning and people are here to check out the exhibition. We've got an exhibition called Triennial, which is pretty cool. And this is a cafe. Here's an interesting fact for you guys. Melbourne is actually the coffee capital of the world. Melbourne Melbourne actually has the most coffee cafes, bars, and restaurants in the world per citizen. You have a lot of them. So in every corner, you'll find a cafe, which is pretty cool. We're also very snobby when it comes to our coffee. There's the National Gallery of Victoria. Yeah, we do have so many spiders. We have snakes. There's a lot of snakes. Actually, 21 of the 21 of the 25 most poisonous snakes in the world are from Australia. But in Melbourne, we don't have that many poisonous snakes. So all museums are currently open. Yes, Alan, during COVID. I'm sorry about the earthquake in New Zealand. Oh my God, that's terrible. Okay, so I actually went to Triennial yesterday to check out the reception because I'm thinking of running a tour there. I spoke to the National Gallery, Trish, and it's beautiful art. It's architectural art. So they've got all these kitchens and sinks and toilets of different sizes. It's pretty cool. You feel like you're in a set of Alice in Wonderland. It's amazing. I'm hoping next week to run a tour, so stay tuned. I just need to get the reception. Yeah, we drink strong coffee. We drink all kinds of coffees: lattes, cappuccinos, flat whites, mochachinos, baby chinos, piccolos. Okay, the water wall. Okay, so the water wall was made around the time the National Gallery was made. But let me talk a little bit about, I'll give you a quick introduction to National Gallery, and then I'll talk a little bit more about other little features. So this is the National Gallery of Victoria. Let me just step back a little bit. National Gallery of Victoria was actually created in 1861. Okay, it was created following the Victorian gold rush. So what happened was in 1851, they found a lot of gold in Victoria, a lot, and they found a lot of gold in Victoria, and they decided to put this gold to good use. So within a few years, Melbourne actually became the richest city in the world. And then with all that money, they decided to invest that money into art. So they created the National Gallery of Victoria in 1861. They created a lot of very beautiful architectural monuments all over the place. The seal over there, Ellen, is, it says over there, it says peace and prosperity. It's pretty nice, isn't it? Very nice. All right, cool. So I'm hoping to show you guys a little bit around. No, it isn't, but it must have been the motto because it was created in 1861. It must have been the motto at the time, Alan. Shelley, caramel milkshakes are absolutely the best. Yum. Yeah, we do make the best flat whites in the world. And here it says National Gallery of Victoria. That's very nice. So National Gallery actually, it is the largest gallery in Australia. Hosts some of the world's biggest exhibitions. We had a Van Gogh exhibition not long ago. We've had so many, a lot of them are free. Here's another water fountain. There we go. Okay, thanks, Michael. So this street is called St. Kilda Road. What do you mean, Shelley? They don't have water fountains where you live, or do they not have flat whites? Yeah, that's right, Cindy. St. Kilda Road. Here's another tram. This tram is the number 5. It takes me not far from where I used to live. More birds. See, we've got we've got people cleaning the tram stops. Now, well, I'm going to take you guys. Oh, camera, why not? Oh, Jennifer, St. Kilda. Cindy actually spelt it perfectly. St. Kilda. St. Kilda is also known as one of our beachy suburbs. It's a beautiful suburb in Melbourne. And I want to take you guys on a tour down St. Kilda Beach. It's actually one of my second homes. I love it there. So hopefully I'll take you guys on a tour sometime. And this over here, my friends, you're all my friends. We'll get to the cruise ships, Suzanne. Good question. Okay. Yeah, Ackland Street's actually the coffee hub of Melbourne. Okay, so this is the Art Centre. Check this spire out. This is the Art Centre spire, also known as Melbourne's mini Eiffel Tower. Oh, I'm kidding, that's what I call it, but that's what it's known. Oh, yeah. It's actually, yeah, this is like Melbourne's most popular theatre. Well, I think it's Australia's most popular theatre. It's a beautiful centre. And they host a lot of amazing shows. They actually run shows in other theatres. There's a theatre inside of the Botanical Gardens. It is an outside theatre called Sydney Maya Bowl. I went to a concert there not long ago by an Aboriginal Indigenous singer called Archie Roach. It was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. I saw John Farnham there, Karen. Wow. Yeah, that would have been a show and a half. I performed as an actor in the Art Centre. Not in this exact theatre, but I'll show you soon. I'll show you that there's a theatre down there. But yeah, it is open at the moment. It's almost also like a bit of a theatre museum. So when you step in, I'm hoping one day maybe we can do a little tour inside of this theatre. If you're a theatre buff like myself, I can show you some of what they have in there. Oh, look what we have here. Oh yeah, without the post. Sure. So let me just stand over here, Margie. Is that good, guys? Is that good, Linda? Margie. Well, you know, every country's beautiful. And I'll just, Linda, if you want to take another postcard photo. I thought you'd ask that. How's that? Is that okay? And this building over there is Australia's second tallest residential building. known as Eureka Tower. I'll talk to you about that in a second. We don't have a lockdown anymore. We did have a very strict 5-day lockdown a few weeks ago because the cases spiked, and now we just don't have a lockdown. The only times you have to wear masks are inside of supermarkets and public transport. So there's another cafe. It's actually a decent cafe. I've been there many times. It's very nice. Now let's keep walking. Melbourne's actually a very multicultural city as well. 38% of the people who live in Melbourne weren't born in Australia. So that's an interesting fact. We also have the second biggest Greek population in the world after Athens. There's another interesting fact for you. There are a lot of Greek people living in Melbourne, and they all came following the Victorian gold rush, you know, when there was a lot of gold that was discovered in Victoria, a lot of opportunity, and they decided to follow that opportunity. I want to apologize a little bit for the noise. This gentleman over here is cleaning up. I'll try to walk past him as quick as possible, so bear with me. Yeah, he's doing a great job at it too. Oh, all right, guys. Here's another UU. Shall we check out this UU? Let's do it. They did, and I think that's part of Kathy, and I think that's part of what brought Melbourne into, like, you know, the culture conversation. That's what made us one of the most cultured cities in the world. Is the Greeks came, they brought their amazing food, their amazing culture with them, and a lot of and you know, it sort of broke it up a little bit because Melbourne was very UK-ish, and yeah, just sort of. So here's a seems strange seeing leaves falling. Oh yeah, yeah, I know. Well, we are literally the opposite of everyone in the world. Yeah, we're headed towards the river in Fed Square. You excited, Catherine? It's going to be awesome. Let's check out this view. I'm going to show you the Yarra River soon, which is my favorite. It's a beautiful river. This view is amazing. Let's see. Let's check out what it's called. Okay, let's have a look. So this UU is called The Tale of the Gecko Who Couldn't Sleep by Christy Widiarto. Beautiful. So you guys can look it up online if you want. It's a beautiful UU. I like this one actually. It's nice. You can see there's a gecko over there. There are some kids playing. Now, let's head to the Yarra River. Oh God, you guys chose the best time to have a tour. Well, I chose it, but you guys chose to join me because the weather is just perfect. I mean, it is cold, but it's not too sunny, which is great because we can take some nice photos. Yeah, the black object to our left, an independent designer created this, independent artist, and it represents waves. It's beautiful, isn't it? I think this is one of the most famous monuments of Melbourne. Yeah, Marie, some amazing firework displays, especially on in New Year's Eve. Tish, I would sing along, but my voice, if the world's future came down to my singing, the world would come to an end in no time. So it's best if I don't sing. Yep, we do have subways. We're actually building new subways now, but they're not known as subways, it's just known as normal trains because, yeah, we just got a normal train. Some are subways, some aren't. But they're building a whole new underground train network now within the city. So, yeah, I guess you could say we'll very soon have subways akin to London and New York. But, yeah, it is wonderful. It is nice to see kids have a good time. Thanks, Michael. Yeah, uniforms in most schools, I'd say in a vast majority of schools, uniforms are mandatory, Alan. So, yeah. Absolutely. Another interesting fact is that in Melbourne on Fridays, in most companies, people don't really have to wear formal clothes to work on Fridays. So that's interesting. Oh, sorry, you're right, Alan. You're right, thanks. So this is the Hamer Hall. This is part of the art center. I'll just stand over here and I'll take it. So you guys can take, this is the Hamer Hall. It's a beautiful theater. I actually performed in this theater 10 years ago. I think capacity is a few thousand, 3,000, I think. I'm not quite sure, actually. But Hamer Hall is a beautiful theater. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, it does look so cool, hey? Let's have a closer look. You guys want to take a postcard photo of this with the Hamer Hall in the background? It's very nice. Yes, Janice, I am. Keeps me on my toes. I just enjoy it, you know. It's something that keeps me alive, and but I do other stuff as well, so on top of acting. Tish, I usually perform a lot of comedy, and my favorite role. It's a great question. Can you give me a few minutes to think of that one? Because it's very hard. It's like choosing a favorite child. So, we're almost going to get. Oh, sorry, Marie, I missed your questions. That's St. Stephen's. What are you referring to? Oh, nice, Janice. That's cool. I would consider a tour of the zoo in Australia. I'll just have to ask them if it's possible, Ellen. The temperature is about 14 degrees, Diane. Nice and chilly. So I'm getting to the river name now. I'm gonna stand here. I've got a very good shot for you guys. So guys, this, my dear friends, is the Yarra River. The Yarra River. Yarra is an Aboriginal word, an Indigenous Australian word. So when the settlers first came here to Australia, they spoke to the Indigenous people and they asked them, what is this river called? And they were like, Yora Yora. And they were like, well, what does Yora Yora mean? They went to another group of Indigenous people and asked them, well, what is this river called? And they said, Yora Yora. And then later on they found out that Yora Yora actually means ever flowing. So they named it, which is a very accurate name actually, because it is always flowing. It's one of those rivers, it's perennial or whatever, it constantly flows. So yeah, it's a beautiful river, and it extends to about 250 kilometers long. And here, a lot of people love rowing on this river. So you can see, we've always got rowers, people enjoying a good old row. You can hire a boat and just head down the river. The river looks dark. Yeah, rowing is very popular in Melbourne, Ellen. It's probably one of our most popular sports, I'd say. Yeah. I know. Feels like yesterday they were like under construction. Now they're just fully built. Laurie. So the river looks a little dirty, but it's not actually dirty. It's because it used to be a lot narrower, right? But then what happened was Melbourne rains a lot sometimes. And there used to be a lot of floods caused by, sometimes Melbourne would rain for 24 hours consecutively. So yeah, it would just overflow and people would lose their homes. So they decided to expand the river. So they expanded the river and obviously engaged in construction work. And that also led to particles of clay being released into the river, which gave it a more dirty look. So it looks dirty, but it's actually not. It's a clean river. And yeah, you know what, Dee? If you guys are interested, I could do a boat tour. I could hire a boat and I could just do it along the Yarra. I've been I was telling my friends I've been considering doing that, which is cool. So I'm gonna just cross the road now. Yeah, there are fish, and on the occasion you'll see a dolphin. We at one point, the news reported they found a dolphin um, swimming in the river near the city, and Melbourne went crazy over that. It's pretty cool. Would you like to catch a tram trip, Liz, Chris, and Saris? Yeah, yeah, we could probably do that too. I want to do I want to show you Melbourne in whatever way possible. As long as if you're interested, I'll do it. Absolutely, I'd love to. So yeah, we'll do a boat tour. You can. While we're on the topic of trams, bike tour. I don't know if I'm that good. Nice suggestion, Michael, but I don't know if I have it in me to ride a bike and hold the camera. I'm a man after all. I can't really multitask. It'll be tough. Phillip Island. I was actually going to surprise you guys with a Phillip Island tour down the track because I want to show you guys the penguins in Melbourne. Yeah, we do have penguins in Melbourne, which is pretty cool. Tourism is obviously stopped a little bit, Rosalie, in Melbourne. So it's Melbourne's usually the tourist hub of one of the tourist hubs of Australia, and right now it just feels a little emptier than usual. We had the Australian Open here a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, it just didn't feel right not having people from all over the world visiting. Yeah, I could head down Geelong. Why not? I could do that. I don't know. Belgrave Emerald. Maybe Karen. We'll see. That sounds interesting. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, we're near Flinders Street Station, Kate. I'll show you the station if you have a bit of time. Yeah, fairy penguins. That is what they're called, Marie. That's right. Oh wow. Well, Janice, challenge accepted. I'm gonna match that guide, and I'm gonna do the same thing. Yeah, the penguins are amazing. If you guys haven't heard of them, in Australia, in Melbourne, in Phillip Island, we have little fairy penguins. We have them in St Kilda too, which is pretty cool. We're also going to Fed Square, Catherine. I'm going to show you all about Fed Square, tell you all about it. Yeah, Barbara, I'll definitely do a botanical gardens tour. Nice one, Chloe. Yeah, maybe. It'll be nice to get out of the main city for a little bit. Oh, so I'm just going to stop here for a second. It's actually a beautiful shot. So if you head all the way down St Kilda Road, you will eventually hit down there. This is St Paul's Cathedral down there. It's only 100 years old, but it's still a very popular sort of church in Melbourne. It's very welcoming. People from all over the world love stopping into this church. It's closed, I think, at the moment. I walked past it yesterday and it was closed. So I think they just closed it because of COVID, unfortunately. Look at these buildings. Beautiful. Hey, Melbourne has 4 of the 5 tallest buildings, residential buildings in Australia. So it's pretty cool. So just to walk a little bit down, I'm going to show you the Yarra River from another perspective, my friends. I might go a little bit over. If you guys are okay with it, I might go like 10 minutes a little over the 45-minute schedule because there's a lot to show you guys. So thanks, Cindy. Thanks, Karen. All right, so this is the other side of the Yarra River. I love the Yarra River. It's actually so peaceful. It's before Europeans settled in Melbourne, the Aboriginal people, the indigenous population, used to use the Yarra River for fishing. They use it to camp. They use it for a lot of bathing. So it was a very popular river. Now, if you guys can see, so before I go on, saw a fairy penguin come out of the water. Oh, yeah. I can't wait to show you guys the fairy penguins. You're going to love that. Down there, you have the MCG, which is one of the 10th biggest stadium in the world. Check it out. MCG is beautiful. The MCG is like the mecca of Australian sports. It can, at one point, it fit 130,000 people in one sporting event. MCG was built in 1852, around the Victorian Gold Rush era, when Victoria had a lot of money and they wanted to obviously expand and add sports to their title. MCG, Alan, stands for Melbourne Cricket Ground. So this is where they host cricket, which is one of Australia's biggest sports. A World War II tour, that would be interesting. Yeah, like an Anzac Day tour. Let me think about that, Trish. That's a good idea. MCG's pretty big. And can you guys guess when Melbourne hosted the Olympics? Because we did host the Olympics. Can you guess what year it was? 1956. That is right, my friends. 2000 was Sydney, actually. I was there actually in the 2000 Olympics. But 1956, we hosted the Olympics. We were the first city outside of North America and Europe to host the Olympics. So that was interesting. It was a very successful and auspicious event. So MCG is beautiful. Actually, around the MCG, we have 5 international standard stadiums. Jenny, no, they don't play rugby in the MCG, but next to the MCG, around that sort of precinct area, there are a lot of, there's a rugby stadium. So heaps of international stadiums. So yeah, we are overdue. We should be hosting the Olympics sometime soon. It's about time. And here we have the Yarra River cruises. I might actually jump on those one day and just sit on it and show you guys around the Yarra. We can just have a chat. You guys set up your coffee at home and we can just enjoy the Yarra River. Or I could just walk along the Yarra, but I think we'll get to see more of the Yarra while we're on a boat. Done, Judith, done, I will. Yeah, that's true, Alan. So Melbourne actually, I don't mean to brag, but Melbourne is actually also known as the sports capital of Australia. We hosted the Commonwealth Games, we host the Australian Open, we host the Grand Prix. We've hosted so many events. Yeah, Beverly, you're right, only pictures. Yeah, we play AFL. So here's an interesting fact. In Australia, that's right, we have the AFL Grand Final. In Australia, we have our own sport. In Melbourne, and in Australia, we have our own sport. It's called AFL, also known as Australian Football League. And AFL is a combination. It's unlike anything you've seen before. I don't know. We've got Irish people here. It's similar to Gaelic football. So it's like a combination of rugby, you kick the ball, it's like soccer, there's a bit of basketball in it involved. And it's unlike, Susie, thanks for the tip, by the way. Appreciate it. So AFL is a very unique sport. Unlike, say, if you ever come to Melbourne, AFL is a religion in Melbourne. Yeah, Cindy, I have to agree. It's only because that I'm from Melbourne. We don't really, we're not big into rugby, but yeah, AFL's my sport. My team is St Kilda, which is, yeah, what we were talking about before, St Kilda. Now, we are heading to Federation Square. Federation Square was conceived, the idea was conceived and in 1996, right? So basically the premiere of Victoria was, oh, you guys talking about AFL? Guys, if you don't have a team, you're going to please support St Kilda. They're my team. And then we'll become instant besties. So we're heading into Federation Square. So Federation Square was conceived in 1996, the Premier of Victoria, which is equivalent to a governor at the time. The Premier of Victoria decided that he wanted a hub for people because Melbourne is so multicultural. He wanted a place for people of all cultures to congregate, gather, enjoy, and they created Federation Square. This is Federation Square. Now, Federation Square, when they decided to create it, they held a competition between 100 architects, and they had a little competition, and the best design ended up winning. It was a person from Melbourne. And Federation Square is relatively controversial because, yeah, sure, Cindy. Is that okay? Very controversial because to many architect buffs, it was abstract and nice, but to a lot of people, it was also ugly. So in many magazines actually considered it one of the ugliest designs in the world. It was voted by many magazines like one of the ugliest designs in the world. So it was built and finally sort of was open to the public in 2000. And here's the SBS building. It's pretty cool. What do you guys think of the design? It's very polarizing. Some people love it. Some people don't. You like it, Judith? Yeah. Not your cup of tea, Tish. That's the thing. Like ugly and cheap, Mary. Yeah. Well, that's exactly my point. Some people say yuck. Some people don't like it. It's very unique, though. SBS is a TV channel in Australia. It's it's a government-run TV channel. It's like ABC. Yawning. Okay. Now, this is part of Federation Square. Here we've got this massive stage over here. And that's where we have a lot of concerts, free performances. And yeah, that's what a lot of people say. Eunice. Thanks, Christine. Finally, someone likes it. And here we have, usually during the Australian Open or during like major sporting events, this whole area will be packed with seats, packed. And then over here, above the stage, they'll turn this into a giant screen and people will just sit there and watch the tennis, or they'll just watch AFL or rugby or whatever sporting event is on. Or at times they'll have comedy shows up there and it'll just be packed with people. Okay. There you go. And for now, they also have they've opened up the grass patches over there for people to just relax and socialize and enjoy. Let's check it out, Christine. So it's like an artificial grass patch. What do you think? It's pretty nice, isn't it? It's great for a lot of people after work. They'll just head to Federation Square. We're going to get to that in a second. Don't worry, Ellen. Now, before we get to the next spot, we've got these three flags. Australia is one of the few countries in the world that has three flags. Did you guys know that? Do you guys know what flag this one is? Over there. Do you guys know? This is the Aboriginal flag of our Indigenous community, our beautiful Aboriginal community. Yes, that's right, Sydney. So basically, we have two flags. We've got the Commonwealth Australian flag, and then we have the Aboriginal flag. Not quite, Megan. This is the Torres Strait Islander flag over there. So basically, the three flags being erected together it just represents unity, and it represents, so the Torres Strait Islands are basically, a bunch of islands that were colonized by the British and are now owned by Northern Australia. And they're beautiful. So the Aboriginal flag has a yellow round circle in the middle, which represents the sun. The red on the bottom represents the soil, the red soil in Central Australia. And the top of the flag, which is black, represents the Aboriginal people. So yeah, pretty cool. Let's move on. As you can tell, there's lots of music in the background. Some culture and art. Thanks, Kathy. Appreciate it. Michael, yeah, prisoners. I know, Aboriginal people were prisoners for quite a long. It's pretty sad. But hopefully we can make amends for that. How nice is that? Fed Square. That's actually new. They must have added that recently. I love it. What do you guys think? Postcard of the federal sign. Federal sign. Thanks, Kathy. I appreciate you stopping by. Thanks so much. I'm just going to show you guys Flinders. Thanks, Judith. Appreciate it. This is Flinders Street Station. What do you guys think? This is the oldest train station in Australia. I wish I had time to explain the history of it. So what I'll do is I will very briefly touch on it. Spot the UU. Before I touch on it, let's just quickly Check. Cindy. Oh, let's see, okay? Because I want to show you guys Acme first as well. But if there's a bit of time, if you guys want to hang out for another 5 minutes, I'll show you the clock so you can take a nice postcard pic. How does that sound? So here we have a U unicorn. A U unicorn. How nice is that? Wow. Let me just take it from the other side so we don't have the construction in the background. Then you guys can take a nice postcard pic. How does that sound? With the Fed Square in the background. Just take it from here. Thanks, SM. You're the best. How nice is that? That's actually, honestly, like, it would be one of my favorite UU designs. I like the first one that we saw with the Aboriginal art. Oh, is it Michael? Well, I'm glad you saved me for last. I appreciate that. Where can you see a post for Rafa? I don't see one. Where? Let's have a, before we try to find Rafa, I just want to check out who the designer of this one was. So this is called a U unicorn, as suspected. It's by Fiona Tweddle and Janie Fearon. It's pretty cool. I've got the little bees that say, be yourself, everyone else is taken. Don't be afraid to dream big. It's pretty cool. Thanks, Kate, and thanks, Fran. Appreciate it. As I was walking towards the sculpture, Nadal, let's see. Oh, I must have missed it. Wait a second. Maybe I'm going blind. Oh. Nah, there isn't, Tish. It's actually a really cool name. It sounds like something like a celebrity name. I've given up on the Nadal sign. Sorry, Judith. Thanks, Ruth. Appreciate it. Yeah, I can see actually, you're right. It's it looks like him a little bit. I think you're talking about that one, right? That's not Nadal, but it does look like him a lot. Oh. Thanks, Ruth. Thanks, Rosalie, for the tip. Thanks, Jackie, for the tip. Yeah, one of those must have been Nadal's doppelganger. We all have a doppelganger roaming around. Thanks, Chloe. Thanks for the tip. We all have a doppelganger. I hear, I get told that I look like a certain celebrity. I don't want to get into it because I'm not very happy with that. But yeah, that is artificial turf, Alan. Actually, I'll show you a little bit more of the artificial turf. Thanks, Chloe, so much. Thanks, Colleen. Thanks, Gwen. Thanks, Liz, Chris, and Saris. And thanks, Gina. I appreciate it. This is actually not a bad postcard if you guys want to take it. It's nice. Thanks, Kim. Appreciate it. That's the best. Now, GC and guys, I'm going to show you guys ACME, which ACME stands for, Alan asked this before, ACME stands for the Australian Centre of the Moving Image. Okay? It is a museum for cinema, but also has a few theatres in it. So we're just taking a shortcut. Oops. Thanks, Kim. Thanks, Pat. Thanks, Jenny. Thanks, Janice, for the tips. Thanks, Karen. Appreciate it. Thanks, Sandra. Or as we say in Australia, we say cheers. We don't say thanks. We say cheers. And we do say thanks, but if you're really Aussie, you'll say cheers. So next time friends do something you want to thank them, you say cheers. But say it like without the R. Australians, we're very lazy. We don't use R's in our words. We just go cheers. So if you ever want to speak with an Australian accent, just take off the R. It's pretty simple. So yeah, thanks Kim, thanks Pat, Jenny, Janice. Thank you so much, Karen and Sandra. Patent cows and dogs and something else you should. Yeah, you're right, Laurie. Cheese. Cheese. Yeah, cheese. Yeah, that's it, Margie. All right. This is ACME, also known as the Australian Centre of Moving Image. They had some amazing exhibitions at ACME. That's a nice shot. Oh, that's right, Laurie. Yeah, oh, that's awesome. I'd love to visit Chicago. You guys have the best pizzas in the world too. But someone from New York might dispute me on that one. Thanks, Jenny. So this is ACME. ACME hosts a lot of exhibitions and of like famous directors. We had a Tim Burton exhibition a couple of years ago, and we had a Stanley Kubrick exhibition. It's amazing. They show you all about their lives and what inspired them to create their movies. The color cubes. No, they're not, but that's just part of Melbourne City. How cool is that? They just got artists to paint on the cubes. Let's take a nice postcard photo from here. Oh, thanks, John. Thanks, Janice. Appreciate it. How does that? There we go. How nice is that? That's a nice postcard moment for you guys. Thanks, Debbie. Cheers. That's nice. I know. I'd love keep cars from jumping the curb. Yeah. Well, I guess that is their purpose. Yeah. But they just look nice. We've had a few bad drivers in Melbourne. As you guys could tell earlier in the tour when I almost got run over. It's just part of, what can you do, right? Now, I'm going to stand on one of those so you can get a good shot of, so, see, I'm just standing on it. Oops, sorry guys. All right, there you go. Now I've got an awesome shot of Acme. Thanks, Mo and Tony. Appreciate it. Cheers. Now, there's nothing inside the cubes. It's just concrete. Yeah, but it is a security feature. We also have had, assholes who have basically driven into the pavement and killed people. So, thanks, Trisha. Appreciate it. So this is Acme. So yeah, we've hosted some amazing exhibitions. I just want to give you guys an interesting tip before we move on. I'll show you the clocks at Flinders Street Station. Actually, Melbourne actually released the first feature film in the world that was ever created was in Melbourne in 1906. Not in Hollywood, not in New York, not in London, but in Melbourne. First feature film in the world, 1906. Can you guess which film it was? It was the story of Ned Kelly, who was an Australian outlaw, self-proclaimed Robin Hood. He robbed banks, and back in the 1870s. They made a movie about him in 1906. And that was the first film ever made in the world, was in Melbourne. So it's an interesting fact for you guys. Yes, Suzanne, don't worry, I will not get run over. Promise. It is a great idea, Susie. May as well, sustain Melbourne's reputation as an arts hub. Thank you, Sonia. Thanks, Sid. Appreciate the tips. Yeah, famous. Yeah, Ned Kelly's very famous. He's almost like, I don't know much about, what's this American outlaw? Jesse, what is he called? Jesse something? Jesse James? Yeah. A little bit like, similar to Jesse James in some ways. I should get life. Yeah, Judith. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I haven't seen have you seen the film starring Mick Jagger, Ellen? I haven't seen that one. Oh, thanks, Gina. I appreciate it. If you guys have another 5 minutes, I'm going to take you guys to Flinders Street now, and I'll show you the clocks. I don't mean to go over time, but I'm just having so much fun with you guys. It's just amazing. If you have to go, I understand. I'll not take it personally. I still love you, and I still want to show you many more tours of Melbourne. But his grandfather was an engineer on train that stopped by Jesse. Oh, really, Janice? That is, whoa, that is so cool. Thanks, Cindy. Takes one to know one. Thanks, Sonia. Honestly, it made my day that you're enjoying it. You have 5 minutes? All right, Margie, I'll power walk. I'm so glad you can't actually see me power walking because I look pretty funny when I power walk. But I'll power walk to Flinders Street Station so you can enjoy that and take a nice postcard. Oh, no. All right, Marie, don't worry. I'll hopefully get there before your battery runs out. Janice, yes. Mizu. Is it? Oh, damn. Well, Sid, I'm glad you stayed for this one. Yes, Susie. Oh, yeah. If you ever come to Melbourne, go to the library, Susie, and you'll find they've got his armor at the State Library. I don't know if they still do have it there, but I was there one day, just having a coffee and just reading a book, and I just saw his armor there. It was pretty cool. Oh, Chloe, almost midnight. Are you a bit of a night owl like myself? Now I'm going to skip a few of the buildings on the right. We've just got a university and a few others because I just want to get to the clocks before we end the tour. I don't want to get too dragged, but I might do a part 2 of Melbourne, show you guys other parts of Melbourne. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Yeah, I know, right? I know, especially now. Cheers, Sandra. Thanks, Jenny. Amazing. Thanks for the tip, Cindy. Appreciate it. Cheers. Thanks, Maureen. Appreciate the tip. Not chip, sorry, tip. Ugh, can't speak today. 1 a.m. in Spain. Oh, damn, Shelley. Another night owl. It's like the night owl convention here. So I think one of the other guides from Melbourne is having a market, but I'm actually going to be doing a laneway and street art tour in a couple of weeks. So stay tuned.
And your landscaping.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool, Janice. 6 p.m. Oh, wow. Still early, Sid. For me, at least. Yeah, true, Janice. Awesome, Cindy. Well, we'll make it happen then. Right, I'm just going to climb atop the stairs. Do you mind if I stand here? Thanks. All right, guys, are you ready? This is Flinders Street Station. How nice is that? Pretty cool, isn't it? Oh, so I must have missed it, GC. What creatures were you talking about? Yes, Alan, if you guys could leave feedback and be kind, that would be nice, so I can continue doing tours. And honestly, I really appreciate you guys being here and giving me the opportunity to show you guys my city. Yeah, I know, Cindy. How nice is it? It's beautiful. I'm just holding it for a few more seconds so you guys can take a nice pose. Actually, what about this? This is even better, because now you've got Eureka Tower and the other tall building, 108, on the background. So that's actually, this is Melbourne in a nutshell. Perfect postcard shot. Parking is about 7 to 10 Australian dollars a day. Thanks, Delia. Appreciate the tip. Cheers for that. So Flinders Street Station. Oh, wow, 36 bucks. Whew, it's expensive. You got to find the right spots, Alan. Oh, great, Marie. Thank God you made it just in time for the Flinders Street Station postcard. Thank you so much for the compliments, guys. Thanks, Catherine. Thanks, Rosalie. Leonor. Oh, you're alluding to the UU. Yeah, UUs are beautiful. I was talking about it earlier, but we'll probably do another tour and I'll show you the UU if you want to check it out again. Thanks, Janice. It is beautiful. You're fabulous, Judith. Appreciate it. Yeah, GC. So they're called UUs. UOO. Pretty cool. Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for the tip, Eunice. Oh, thanks, Janice. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming along. Thanks, Chloe. Appreciate it. Can't wait to do another tour with you guys, showing you more of Melbourne. Thank you so much. I can't thank you guys enough. Oh. Oops. All right, I'm just going to switch now. Thank you so much, guys. I cannot appreciate you more. Do you have, guys, before I head off, do you have any more questions you want to ask me before I get on with my day? Oh, were you, Marilyn? That's awesome. No, there are no hop-on, hop-off. There are buses. We have buses, but I don't know what you mean by hop-on, hop-off. Oops. Let me position this. There we go. We just have normal buses. We do have hop-on, hop-off trams that are free to go around the city. That's pretty cool. Thanks, Alan. Thanks, Shelley. Thanks to all of you. Margie, Cheese. Yep, thanks, Cheese. Appreciate it, Cheese. That's your new name, Margie. Your new nickname, Cheese. Well, it's my nickname because I actually speak like that. Thanks for the tip, Leslie. Thanks for the tip, Philip. Appreciate it. Oh, Eunice, you're right. I forgot to. My favorite performance was I was acting as a guy who was was actually what I was shooting at the Heygo Hall. It was called Legend in the Fall. It was a guy who's getting let off from his job, and it was a bit of a quirky character, so I enjoyed that. It was, oh God, I wish I had a video of it I could show you, but I don't. Thanks. See you soon. Thanks, Michael. See you again, Janice. Looking forward to it. Yeah, another guide will be doing the Queen Victoria Market Margie, but I might do it myself sometime soon. That's right, Alan, they do. Yeah. Beautiful. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Hillary. Thanks, Bren. Thanks, Gina. Thanks for the tip, Karen. Thanks for the tip, Jenny. Thanks for the tip, Janice. Oh, that's right, Michael. Yeah, I mean, actors love expressing themselves, so I guess it's just a good sort of medium. Oh, thanks, Kim. I might even do a coffee tour sometime, show you guys a little bit. Yeah, hot spring. I'm going to go to the Peninsula Hot Springs. I think I need a nice, relaxing weekend. So, yeah, I might even do a tour of the hot springs. That'll be good. Good night, Bren. Have a good night. Oh, wow, 5 a.m. We'll sleep well. Fellow night owl. Oh, thank you so much, Judith. Really appreciate it. How does it compare to Sydney? Well, hard to tell, but Melbourne and Sydney are just very different people. Sydney is beautiful in its own way, and Melbourne's more cultured and nice. So, guys, I'm going to end this in 2 minutes. I just want to thank you again for being with me here. Honestly, thank you so much. I will be running another tour next week. It'll be similar to this one. And then eventually I'm going to be doing a Melbourne laneways and hidden alleys tour, because we've got a lot of hidden alleys in Melbourne with graffiti and art. And then I'll be doing coffee tours, and I'll be doing so many. So just keep your eyes out for me. And I love you guys, and I really appreciate you guys. Thanks, Sydney. I will definitely see you on my next tour. Good night, Delia. Good night, Katie. See you, Cindy. Janice. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Ben. I appreciate it. I'm glad. I hope everyone enjoyed themselves. Yeah, well, it's happening, Kate. I'm making it happen. It'll be very, very soon. Don't worry about that. And I'm going to, oh, by the way, before you guys leave and I leave, I'm going to do one at the inside the National Gallery of Victoria. You're going to love that one. So it's honestly, I was there yesterday just doing a little run around, and I was mesmerized. So you're going to love it. Thanks, Jenny. Ciao, Mo. Ciao, Wing. Much love, guys. See you later. Bye.